Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, folks. My name is Golden Gaming, and welcome back to another episode of our Forever World. And today, we're getting some things done today, honestly. We got a lot to do today. Mainly, I want to collect some iron today. I want to actually start, getting geared up, getting all the good stuff. But also, I actually want to start building one of our new structures. And luckily, off camera, we've been preparing a bunch of good resources. Also, I put in a couple mods just for myself, just so I can know all the blocks, because I did say I want to master Minecraft, or at least 1.12. So this will help make, getting all the recipes and getting everything a little bit easier. But we've been preparing for our next build. It is going to be a lot bigger than this house. Now, something I also did off camera was build these posts here. Since we live on a cliff, I think that it was a very good idea to build these posts. It kind of makes it, feel kind of like a mine shaft where you have these big little platforms that allow you to get from one place and down below. I think it's a really nice touch, and I think it's really cool. And also, I made like a little time lapse. It was like 30 seconds of it. But I think it's a nice little touch, and it kind of gives the build just a little bit more life. We're on a cliff. It already looks pretty good, but it still needs a lot of work. And today, that's exactly what we're doing, is we're giving this little house a friend. We're going to be building the barn. And no, it's not going to house animals. It's actually going to be where we're going to be planting a bunch of crops. I also got 2 buckets. I finally got some iron, but it's not like a ton. I mainly am going to need the buckets for when it comes to water, because, well, farms need water. But what I also need to do is I need to collect more iron, because we have like 5 pieces here. And although 5 is good, I want to actually start getting some, actual armor. So that's what we're going to do for the next little bit, is we're going to start collecting just a little bit. Not a ton, not like, oh, we need to, have like 64, but I do want to actually start collecting a good amount of resources, because, well, I don't want to be poor for this entire series. Real quick, we're taking this bed, and we're going to start going out caving. Now, something I was discovering, especially when I was looking for iron, was caves are a bit hard to find at the moment. Yeah, caves are actually really hard to find. You may see some like that, but they're dead-end caves, and if they do end up being like really long, they don't have a ton of resources. It's like coal and like very, very, very little pieces of iron, like one little bit. That's the problem with Amplify Worlds, is resources are very, very scattered. So we kind of have to make do with what we have, but we can do that. So let's go hunting for iron, shall we? Not gonna lie, even though this is amplified, this is a really good seed overall. We spawned over back there in that spruce forest, but we have a really nice village. We got a really nice little flower biome here, and although there's not much flat places in our world, it is pretty good. Also, over here, there used to be a forest. I completely demolished it because, well, I was clearing out the forest and just completely took it out. Completely deleted it because of how many resources we're going to be using this episode. And there's our farm from day one that we still have. This may be one of the most useless things I ever built. Like, I built the farm thinking, oh, we're gonna build over here. We're gonna build a nice base, and I've just left it to grow. I've also just left it be, to be completely honest. But what we really need to be looking for is a good cave. And I'm not looking for coal. I'm looking for iron. Not gonna lie, it is really hard looking for caves at this moment, because I have not spotted like a single cave that's like worth even taking a look at. Most of the caves back there I've already taken a look at, and they're just like, they're not even good caves. I need one that I know is gonna, be like open. There's gonna be a lot of good stuff in it. Maybe that for all we know, but let's just be completely honest. It's amplified. Expect the unexpected. Okay, I think we may have found a good cave. Yes, there's iron. Let's go, baby. Okay, that's what we're talking about right here. This is what we need. We need a good long cave system that we know is going to provide a good amount of resources for a long enough of a time. Mainly, I just need to collect iron armor and iron tools. That's what I really want. After that, we can kind of go from there. But I think this should hopefully I say, do the trick. And there's plenty more iron. This is what we're talking about, baby. Okay, well, we got a good amount of iron, which is what we wanted. And now, we're gonna go home and start smelting it a bit. And then, I think we might as well start building the barn, because we have all the resources, luckily. So, I won't have to spend another 2 hours just grinding all of the materials, trying to build this thing. But, we're gonna get back, we're gonna start building, and hope for the best. Man, you gotta love Minecraft sometimes. Like, I just came out mining, and then I just look at this beautiful world. It's just so majestic. Like, you got these really nice tall mountains. It's just beautiful. I have so many build ideas for this world, and I have so little time to build them. One of the main things I want to do for just the next few episodes is just slowly start building up our little base. It doesn't have to be like, you know, a whole mega base, but I do want to start building up a good starter base. Kind of get us off the ground and going. And I'm not just talking about like a little house that we have. I'm talking about I want to actually build some structures that have some purpose. Like, sure, this is cute, this is nice, but it feels like it needs a friend. A few friends to be exact. I want to build the barn right on the side here because, well, it's right next to our house, but also, you know, it'll actually look really nice. Like, trust me on this one, it will look good. See, I'm really glad I added these little posts because it makes climbing up this a little bit easier, because I hate to say it, I don't like going across the terrain and all that because it takes absolutely forever, but this does the trick. This was the right move. All right, well, first thing we're gonna do, toss this in the furnace, and honestly, we need to kind of just start prepping the resources. I think we should most definitely have enough. For granted, the only way we can find out is by putting it all in our inventory. Alright, we're just gonna toss all this junk right on in. Okay, well, we have a full inventory. Okay, well, the best we can do is just start getting right to work. So, I hear a time lapse coming on. So, without further ado, let's go. Alright, well, we finally finished the barn. And yes, I left a dirt block because it's actually scaffolding. I don't have scaffolding in this version yet, so we've just been using dirt. And although it doesn't look like much of a barn yet, because there's no plants yet, but we're gonna hoe the ground and start planting our crops. But overall, it does look like a really decently good building. Like, look at this. It has that same palette in, I guess you could say, architecture as our starter house. But you gotta admit, this looks really good. I mean, we should have a good amount of crops in here. So, not gonna lie, I think it looks pretty good. So what we're going to do real quick, because the sun is setting back there, is we're finally going to get some sleep. I've already been sleeping the last few days outside our house, and also our iron done. Real quick, since we're here, we might as well make some armor. Also gives me the excuse to show you guys one more mod. So, we finally have a full suit of armor. So, if we put it on, look at that, it's pretty cool. But you see this little button down here? I can toggle the armor, which is super cool. So if I just want to show my skin but still have those same armor points, technically I can. And technically the armor's still on me, it's just it's hidden. So you have to admit, this is pretty cool. But in all seriousness, this is a really cool build. Real quick, we're just gonna put some dirt back here. Honestly, I might grab my shovel and we might make like a grass path here real quick. But you gotta admit, it is a really good building. And all of our next buildings that we're gonna be building are gonna be kind of using the same style, the same architecture. And honestly, I think it's gonna be really cool. All right, well, we definitely have plenty of extra resources left over. That's not how you make a hoe. I'm so tired, I'm already forgetting how to make tools. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to start, well, we're going to actually start tilling our ground. We're actually going to start planting things because I've collected so many seeds, and I mean so many seeds, to the point where I can honestly probably fill this entire barn all the way up. As you guys see, we've already put a little bit of water in here. So this should most likely get everything nice and moist. And then we can start planting some wheat seeds. Think back at our old farm, we had like beetroot, but let's just be honest, beetroot's like pretty useless. Like no one actually uses beetroot unless like for trading. But even then, beetroot is pretty much absolutely worthless, especially in these versions. Water in here. Boom, 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 boom. And then we run back out to get more water. And then we go back upstairs to, guess what? Put in more water. Look at this. This is gonna be my life for the next 20 episodes. Ha 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 ha. But I really do have to admit, I really do like the architecture of, you know, the barn. I think, personally, it may be one of my favorite styles to build in because I've been, you know, kind of practicing with it and kind of just messing around with it overall. See if I like it. And I really do like the design. I like the fact that I can use a lot of basic resources to build this. Like, it may not look great on the interior, but on the exterior, it looks really good. But remind you, we're still very limited in the resources that we have. So I think that this does the trick just right. We can use wood, which is really easy to get at the moment. Like, we got a big spruce forest, we had a big oak forest over there. Overall, I like the style. It's pretty easy to build too, so you guys can do it too. And honestly, something I've been thinking, so this is to the people who actually watched till the end, is if I should do building tutorials, because let's just be honest, the Minecraft building styles have changed a lot over the years, and something I might want to experiment with is tutorials and making build tutorials on how to build in some newer styles. Also gives me an excuse to practice a bit more in some other styles, because throughout this world, I want to build in some other styles. Like, this is cool for the start. We can use a lot of the basic resources and we can build a really good looking structure, but I do want to expand my knowledge. Like, this is like some of my best builds so far. I still need a lot of work though. I still want to learn how to build better. So that is exactly what I might do. So let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I shall catch you guys in the next one.